You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture and all things related to it. New episodes are released daily. For more information, check out glossahouse.com and subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello, welcome back to Constituent Marking with Fred Long on Proof Text. And this is indeed Fred Long. It's me. I'm here. I've been here. I'm still here. And Lord willing, I will be here in the future. I love working through this text. I hope you're enjoying this. It's a way to navigate the sentence. And so 1 Corinthians 14:2, let me read it. Ogar lalon glosse uk anthropis lali ala theo. Udis gar akui pneumatid there lali musteria. All right. Gar. Man, when I see a gar, I put a box around it. So that's what's represented by that green highlight. That's just a box for connectors. Connectors are just so important. Here's another connector later on, Allah. Here's another one, de. Boy, these connectors just really are a glue that kind of connect things together. All right, we have an O there. What do we do with that O? O lalon. That's actually a participle from la let O. It is called it's an epsilon contract verb. This is the own is a masculine nominative singular ending, present active. So it's a participle. With this O here that helps to parse this, it is functioning as a substantive participle. Now this glosse is a dative, and I'm putting that inside of curly braces because this is a dative manner, speaking in a tongue or by means of a tongue or a language. So the one speaking in a language, by way of a language, not to people, speaks lali. So you have an uk, which is an adverb. Put a box or a circle around that, dotted circle. Anthropis is a dotted underline because this is a dative case. And then lali is the main verb. And it's the same as the participle. So lalon, lali. And this is a present active indicative third singular. So speaks not to people, but. So here there's an uk Allah construction, which is a corrective statement. Does not speak to people, but to God. And so there's a corrective statement. So the one speaking in a tongue or in a language does not speak to people, but to God. Now, it's possible that God, see there's no article there. Typically, God is a known entity in the discourse. And so typically we'd expect an article there. But if it's no article there, we might think of it as emphasized. Or might this be a God, lowercase, an indefinite kind of idea. That possibility comes because remember that in 12:1-2, Paul frames his whole discussion by way of appealing to their pagan past. Okay, so he speaks to God for no one, udis, single underline, akui, hears, for no one hears. Well, that's kind of interesting because if they're speaking in a tongue or a language, they're not speaking to people, but to God, for no one hears, but by the Spirit or by a Spirit, again, pneumati is dative. I put a curly braces around that. That's a dative of means, by means of the Spirit, he speaks mysteries, mysteria. Okay, so mysteria is like that's pagan religious terminology as well. And if you look at the mystery of the gospel and the good news, go to Ephesians chapter 3, for example. It is disclosed. It's made known. It's not hidden. It's not something that people can't hear or understand. It is just the opposite of that. So at this point, I would say there's something going on in terms of, is this a real positive situation that Paul is describing here, or is this a concerning situation? Yeah. So all again together, for the one speaking in a language or a tongue does not speak to people, but to God or to a God, for no one hears or understands. Moreover, by a spirit he speaks mysteries, or by the Spirit he speaks mysteries. All right. Well, we'll stop there, and I hope you find this helpful and intriguing. Keep following if you want to hear a little bit more about this interpretation that I'm proposing.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.